All right, welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about the importance of taking breaks and allowing yourself the appropriate rest you need so that when you're going back to work, you can kind of go all the way. So split this into two parts. One is taking breaks during work, and one is ensuring you're prioritizing rest outside of work. So during work, I don't know if you've ever heard of the Pomodoro technique, but that's basically all it is where you can split up your work because your focus is only limited to a certain amount of time. In most cases, I think if you're working on something tech or something where you can just kind of fully immerse yourself, that might be a little bit different. Like with the software, I will go like 5, 10, sometimes I think the longest I've ever gone was 17 hours straight of just like locked in focus the entire time. But even that is not great because you get caught up in the moment and in what you're thinking right now and then. Taking breaks lets you kind of, refresh, going back into it. Now I come in at a different angle because my mind had a second to kind of really just take in the information and just sit with it for a second. I wouldn't recommend doing anything less than 5 minutes. Ideally, you do 5 minutes up to 30. Like if it's like a lunch break or something like that, you can do like a longer, like 30-minute break, maybe even an hour. I wouldn't recommend doing more than that because that just allows you to drift away from work and more towards like leisure or like relaxation where your brain kind of thinks, oh, okay, we're done with work for today. So I would try to avoid going longer than like 30 minutes to an hour. But 5 minutes is great because like I just took a 5-minute break, did some meditation, did some praying, came back and I already had like ideas like rejuvenating me and like making me want to start again. But I had to take this moment to take a video because I haven't done mine for today yet. So again, importance of taking breaks allows you to kind of step back and replenish and let the energy flow and the thoughts kind of get untangled from your already like super tunnel vision mind. It also just lets you, again, kind of take a step back, calm down, understand that the way you are working at it, and maybe this is like super specific to what I'm doing. I'm building a software right now for property deals, as you know, but even in other scenarios where it might be more of a interactive or communicative type of work or a different type of flow-based work, which this is an example of, it just lets you take a step back and refresh and revitalize yourself. What I would recommend to do during these times, or at least what I do, meditation, praying, sometimes I hang out with my cats, or like if we're at the office, like me and Jack will like talk about some shit for like 5-10 minutes. What I really like doing when the weather's nice out, obviously it's not right now, you can see it's ugly and gray, but I did go out this morning when it was sunny out, but just kind of walking out in nature, kind of get away from all the noise of people, of like a city, of cars, like all that, and go into nature. And at least for me, it feels back like I'm going back to my roots. And especially if you're going like barefoot, like if you're into like grounding or anything like that, you can feel like the energy replenish, and just like taking a breath of fresh air is like super helpful, at least for me. So if you haven't tried it yet, get out of your head and just try it, and like just feel the difference that it brings. When it's really nice out, I like to do like work at the park, or at least like outside in my backyard or something like that. And going further than just breaks and into actually rest, I do like to take days where, for example, it's really nice out and we haven't had a nice day in a while, or a day where I feel like very overwhelmed with work, or maybe like a little bit depressed or sad about something not going our way. I'll take a step back. I'll be like, okay, I need to take this day for me and for my mental health and anxiety and stress to be by myself and be in nature and kind of breathe in a new air and return to work with a different angle and view of where I was. Jack just texted me, but about taxes. Oh yeah, these taxes this year are gonna kick our ass, but hopefully in the coming years we won't be paying taxes legally. So if IRS ever sees, I'm talking about legal loopholes, nothing illegal. Anyways, back to rest. Why rest is important. Your body and humans are meant to sleep. If you want to say a third of your life, 8 hours is ideal out of a 24-hour day. But I mean, a lot of people can get away with 6 hours. But let's say anywhere from 20% at the very minimum, a fifth of your life, to up to 33%, which is a third of your life. So all that time is meant for you to be asleep. And there's a reason the world becomes dark for sometimes almost half the day, sometimes in some places the entire day. So understand that God created us as creatures to rest and to recover, because a lot of stuff happens in sleep, and I don't think science has really discovered just to the extent of how much it does. Like, this is where your muscles rebuild, your brain develops and understands what's going on, your subconscious is at work, and your consciousness kind of goes down, and your subconsciousness is allowed to really do the real work and help build memories, retain memories, come up with new ideas. Actually, a lot of times I can't sleep because I'm thinking about ways to move forward and ideas for various businesses. But when I do sleep, like, I'll have dreams about the businesses and new ideas that I'll wake up either that night or the next morning and write it down, because I'm like, oh shit, this is like a good idea that came to me in my dream. And that's because my subconscious is taking all the information I know and I've remembered, and also information that I consciously have forgotten. And it kind of looks at all the information and kind of files it away, if you will, like a big library, and organizes it so that it can pull it when I need it. And I know that sounds like kind of crazy if you've never looked into what sleep and recovery looks like on the biological and psychological level, but it really is like a superpower to sleep. And it's something that young kids never want to do, and then grown-ups are always like, I wish I had more time to sleep. So if you're younger and you have the time to sleep and you're not busy, enjoy it and really like lavish in your sleep, because it's not always going to be sitting there. And if you're a grown-up and you feel like your life is moving too quickly, or there's too many things on your plate for you to allow time for yourself to rest, understand that the only reason you're thinking that is because you're not prioritizing sleep. If you were to prioritize sleep and rest, you would make time for it, just like you can make time for anything else you prioritize. So it's not a time problem, it's a prioritization problem, because everybody in the world has the same amount of time in terms of hours in a day. Maybe not in days in their lifetime or years in their lifetime, but everybody has the same amount of hours in a day. And although some people can be more efficient in those waking hours, we all need a specific amount of resting hours. It's not the same for everyone, but everyone needs it. Otherwise, it will hinder functionality. All right, that's my spiel for today. Basically, just know there are going to be times where finding the appropriate time for rest and rejuvenation, I guess, is crucial. And when you can do it, and try to prioritize it, make sure you get enough of it. And when the times are hard where you can't seem to find time to do it, take a step back and look at it from a different angle, because there's always time. You just have to prioritize it correctly. And sometimes that's the problem you're facing, not the lack of time. All right. For more videos, check out Jack Savagery, his channel, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.